The Sig Kufroth package is named after Dai Shihan Siegfried Kufroth, headmaster of DanZan Jiu-Jitsu, who was born in Honolulu, Hawaii on February 16, 1911, and died on May 7, 1999, of complications from prostate cancer. A student of Professor Henry Okazaki, founder of DanZan, Professor Kufroth was one of the original signers of the American Jiu-Jitsu Institute Charter. And after the death of Professor Okazaki in 1951, he was elected by the board of directors of the AJI as the head of the system and given the title of professor. Professor Okazaki had earlier made Sig the chief instructor of his school, the Kodokan, and had awarded him the title of Shihan. Besides teaching at the original Kodokan in Honolulu, Sig also gave jiu-jitsu instruction at the Kaheka Lane Dojo, also in Honolulu, with his partner Bing Fai Lao. Their club was opened in 1942, a year after Sig received his black belt. In 1943, he graduated from Professor Okazaki's Nikko Sanatorium course in restoration therapy and continued to practice and teach massage and body therapy for the rest of his life. He taught hand-to-hand combat in the U.S. Army and was instrumental in bringing jiu-jitsu into the Army curriculum when he and Bing Fai Lao put on a demonstration on February 8, 1942, just 2 months after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Many generals and important dignitaries were in attendance at that demonstration. Sig moved to California in 1957 and gave instruction first at the Pacific Judo Academy in San Jose, which was run by Shihan Bill Montero, another Professor Okazaki's students. Then later in Los Altos, where he opened the Los Altos Aikijitsu Dojo. He served as chief instructor at 3 different schools opened by his students: Nikko Jiu-Jitsu School in Mountain View, the Kodokan in Santa Clara, and the Pacific Coast Academy of Martial Arts in Campbell. He was co-founder, along with Shihan Russ Rhodes, of the art of Kenjutsu Kempo Jiu-Jitsu, and was the director of the Jiu-Jitsu division of the Unified World Martial Arts Federation. In 1996, he founded his own organization, the Pacific Coast Kilohana Martial Arts Association. He belonged to the World Head of Family Sokeship Council and was installed in both the DanZan Hall of Fame and the Jiu-Jitsu America Hall of Fame. He was recognized as Grand Master by the Kodokan Yodanshikai and also held black belt rank in Judo and Aikido and a 10th Dan in Chinese Kempo. Professor Kufroth was active in teaching and practicing jiu-jitsu until just a couple months before his death. Besides teaching at regular classes, he presided over advanced black belt training for Kilohana Yodansha at the Kilohana Hambu Dojo in Campbell, making sure that his black belts were constantly adhering to his strict standards. As the coach of the Hawaiian team at the first AAU Judo Nationals, he led his team to victory, thus leading them to be the first AAU Judo Championship team. He returned to competition approximately 40 years later when he began competing in the self-defense division at many local tournaments. Many competitors were surprised to be competing against a man in his 80s. Sig, for his part, loved the competition and over the course of a few years won more than 10 first-place trophies. Services were held for Professor Kufroth in Mountain View on May 15, 1999, and he was interred at Punch Bowl Cemetery in his beloved Hawaii on June 25th with full military honors. He was honored at the ceremony by Hawaiian Kempo practitioners who performed a rare Kempo death dance at his services, the same dance performed in Grandmaster James Mitose's honor when he died. Professor Kufroth strove constantly to improve himself, and it showed in everything he did.
Shinnin no Maki, Volume 5, Part 1, The Advanced Arts.
Hi, I'm Willie Cahill, and for the past 50 years, I've been involved in martial arts as a student, a teacher, and a coach. I've earned the title of professor in the DanZan system of Jiu-Jitsu, but I prefer to be called Coach Cahill. My purpose is to dedicate these videos in honor of Professor Henry S. Okazaki. I feel the time is right, so everyone can learn from his techniques. In the beginning of each video, I have Emmy and Myrtle demonstrating the arts. These are the daughters of Professor Okazaki. We also have demonstration of each technique by our students. Then we have a demonstration of his vision of where the art should go and where he should be today. Stay tuned for a special interview of Emmy and Myrtle. Thank you very much.
Isami Tsukinagi. Isami Tsukinage is a counter to a forward attack by your opponent. As your opponent strikes, you step in, hard inside block, grab the gi at the wrist, pivot in, lowering your center of gravity, pulling the arm, using your left hand as a lever, look into your opponent, hold, control the arm. Obi Hanigoshi. Obi Hanigoshi is a bent leg throw with the grip of the belt. As your first step with your left foot, use the opposite side, grab the belt. Right foot, left hand grab the belt. As your third step, come in, plant your foot, gig into the waist, getting your opponent onto the toes. From here, you're going to place your left foot to your right, have a bent leg either high or across the shin. From here, pull and follow through for a throw. Control the arm, throw it away, and step away from your opponent. Surikomi Taishi. Surikomi Taishi is an off-balance throw, regular grip around the elbow and the lapel. First step, open him up, putting him on his toes with the wheel motion. Second step with your right foot, same thing. On your third step, you step 180 degrees and spin your opponent to the ground like a wheel. Controlling the arm. Omiji Nai. Omiji Nai is a circle throw into a choke. As you take your left foot back, the opposite side, right hand, takes the lapel grip. Your second step, releasing the arm, having a cross grip. As you can see, one side below. As your third step, plant your foot, shoot it between his legs, as deep as you can go. At the same time, placing your right foot
across his waist, across his stomach, and lifting him up over you. From here, shoot. As your opponent lands, pull onto your right shoulder. As you can see, I'm still holding the cross grip. From here, pull for the choke. At the end of the choke, fake to the right, roll over to your left, holding your opponent down, and step away from your opponent.
Gyaku Hayanada is a counter to a forward strike by your opponent into a shoulder bar. As your opponent strikes, you step to the side and trap with your inside arm, driving above the elbow 180 degrees down to the mat. Controlling the shoulder, sit on the shoulder, apply the shoulder.
Set!
Kitsunage is a mule throw. Take your grip. Begin moving your opponent. On the third step, as you allow him to come into you, put your heel behind his knee, driving down, bring your legs straight up and out. Control the arm to finish the throw. Osaikomi Gakute Nage is a counter to a forward throw into an arm lock. As your opponent throws you, bring your hips around, creating space, pushing with your palm into his chin, out and down towards your feet, hook over his chin, under your knee, cinch it up, and apply the arm lock. To finish the move, grab at the shoulder, put his head above your ankle, and drive over to his face. You can control the arm. Kabushi Shime is an inside trip to a neck break to a groin strike. As you move your opponent, steps forward with his right foot, pin his right heel, lower your center of gravity, drive with your knee and your upper body. Follow, hooking your fist under his knee, lift and drive down. Strike to the groin to finish the move, throw your opponent onto his stomach. Keiza Hazushi. Keiza Hazushi is a counter to a rear attack by your opponent. Technique begins with your opponent spinning you around, having an over and under grip. You attack with a judo knuckle to loosen the grip, at the same time lowering your center of gravity, putting his foot in between yours. Reach through, pull your opponent to the mat. With your knee above his knee, this knee above the ankle, apply the knee bar. To finish the technique, the elbow goes in the soft spot above the ankle bone, apply the knee bar, and reach back. Step over, throw your opponent to his face, and step away.
Kubisha Muay Thai, good day. It is a counter to a circle throw into an armbar. As your opponent comes up to you, takes the grip. As he takes a step, getting the cross grip. As he continues with the throw, you go with the flow. As you land, you release your top hand closest to his throat, grab his top hand that's closest to your throat to prevent the choke. From here, the left hand, I'm going to lock his elbow into my arm, keeping the grip onto his lapel. From here, I'm going to fake one direction to my right and roll across another direction and pivot 180 degrees, holding the lapel, applying the arm bar to the choke at the same time.
Ninninage is a counter to a two-person attack where your opponent grabs you from behind. The technique starts out with your opponent spinning you, grabbing you around the shoulders from behind. As the second person attacks, you allow your feet to compress, driving him back. Lower your center of gravity, throw your opponent in the shoulder throw, and finish.
All right, quick take Daishi. From here, you approach the person, grab the wrist. As you step back, you apply a wrist lock from here. Grab it, you're going to step in with your right foot, and you perform an arm whip. In this art, you're going to perform 3 arm whips. Walk up to the person, grab the wrist. As you step back, apply a wrist lock, step in, arm whip. Again, step in front. Place this lock again from here, step in, turn. Again, step across from here, play wrist lock, turn. Here, kick the wrist.
This is a counter from grab. Do a double arm block. From here, grab onto the shoulders, put the knee into the solar plexus, this bends down more. From here, I'm going to extend the leg, continue to throw, ends up in a sacrifice throw.
Karaku Hagai. Karaku Hagai, from here the person, so it's a right hand strike, block with the left hand, step in with your right foot, strike the back of the ear, use your elbow to push down the head, reach across your left hand and your right hand, grab both elbows. Step, pull the elbows real tight, from here, release, grab the jacket, mule kick.
Shiro Maki. This is actually a redirection of a lower punch. This person punches, take the hand and redirect it to the outside of the hook on the inside. From here you go around, grab under the other arm. From here you're going to make a fist and extend the person to apply the pressure. Then you're going to hang on with one hand, let go of the other one. From here, grab the shoulder, do a mule kick.
Maya Kanuki. Maya Kanuki is defense from a double arm grab. Person grabs, block on the inside, rotate your hands on the outside, locking the elbows in tight to your body. Squeeze the elbows in tight, make a fist, extend your hands, pushing the chest cavity. From here, grab the lapel, grab your left hand, throw some home.
Itaki Tori Shinnin. This one is called Itaki Tori Shinnin. This one we know as the tea ceremony art, because the story goes that two opponents were fighting each other, decided to stop for tea. Once they stop for tea, one discovers that his tea has been poisoned. So he decides that he needs to finish off the opponent at that moment. Person stands up, takes a step like going away, then approaches, grabs the wrist, apply a wrist block. From here, he turns the elbow over, applies a bar to get him up. To get him moving, he gives him a little kick, then he sweeps the leg, and takes him over onto his face, keeping a choke and arm bar. Now we'll do the same thing from a different angle. Again, the persons stay pretty close to each other. Get up, walk like you're going away from them, get the wrist, apply a wrist lock, turn the arm over, grab the lapel, with a bar, get the person moving, kick a little bit, and then sweep on the third one, then take him over onto his face, arm bar and choke.
Urigarami. You approach the person from here. The person throws a strike and block the left hand, comes across the back of the head, pull the head down, judo strike and back of the neck, left hand grabs the arm, step in with the right foot, lock the elbow and the shoulder. From here you force him down his face. Cross his legs, lock his leg in, apply an arm bar, place your left hand inside, back of his arm, hammer lock.
Heavy Shinnin. This one's called heavy shimmy. Approach the partner, grab him. As he takes a step, you're going to do inside six. Grab around the knees, pull him up onto his shoulders. Then what you're going to do is bend it forward and step across. Once you're here, you're going to grab for a choke. As you're choking, you're sitting to apply pressure. From here, step back. So you're going on.
Yoshiro Ebichiri. Yoshiro Ebichiri. Approach your partner, wrist lock, apply your step back. When you say also, you block the foot, pull down in the space. From here, step across, hold the body down, sit on their back. Your right leg goes underneath the right arm, grab the wrist. Left leg, left arm, from here, pull back on the head, and bend the knees together for pressure.
Kayaku Erishimi. Kayaku Erishimi goes as a counter from a grab. Do a double block. Then what you're going to do is grab the top lapel. As you do this, step off to the side and pull them downwards. From here, the top arm comes around the head, down, or apply the choke. Keep grip on the top arm, then do a mule kick to take them down.
Yushiro Nagi. Yushiro Nagi is defense from slap. Person insults you, slaps you. Right away as you walk away, reach in with your right hand back of the collar and kick the small of the back. And throw him down.
Ude Shigarami Shinnin. Shigarami Shinnin. Approach, grab a cross grip. From here you're going to hit. Go right into a figure four. On the figure four, do a mule kick, take the person down. Here you're going to swing around, hold them with your foot. From here, shove the elbow under the thigh, apply pressure, bend the knee. Now we'll do the same thing from a different angle.
As a daughter of Professor Henry S. Okazaki, Amy, I'm going to ask you this question. Why do you think it is important to do these videos today?
Well, to begin with, our father left a wonderful legacy comprised of, amongst other things, the Jujitsu techniques, and we felt it important that we contribute as a part of it, since we're still able to, as part of his legacy, being his daughters. And the other thing that appealed to us was the fact that it is being presented by a gathering of people, not all from one specific dojo or anything. It's sort of like an elite, an alliance of the different schools. For instance, Professor Kufra's student is involved, Professor Jay's students are involved, as well as Professor Cahill's. And this represents a nice blend of a significant part of our father's legacy. And so that's why we're very enthused about participating in this fun project.
This question is going to be to both of you. Your father has affected so many lives in the martial arts world. Do you know why?
Well, Myrtle, I guess we could be silly and say that's because Daddy was the way he was. He was really a unique individual. And he spoke to many different voices, don't you think?
Well, he loved people. So if he found a way to communicate with everyone, regardless of their race or what language they spoke, somehow or another he came across. And he learned enough of everything. And he believed in sharing his knowledge. And it's no good to you if you're going to keep it a secret. And he had a dream of having Judo be world spread. Anyone who wanted to learn and was serious about it, he would teach. Even though he did start off with his son and my sister and my brother, he taught them on the cement, out on the road. And as you can see, I really wouldn't want to have learned that way. And he just shared everything he knew, and he improved. And if you had a voice in it also. And I think that's why.
Yeah, he really believed in sharing, and he was able, as she said, to communicate, even if he wasn't speaking the language of that person. He made that person believe that he was speaking the language of that person. He was a very persuasive person as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is one of the reasons why his lessons were so well learned by many of his students, and that is the reason why the legacy continues. And the other part, of course, is his healing expertise. There are many people whose lives were significantly changed. And so between the two things, that could possibly be why his system and his name lives to today.
Why do you agree to be a part of this video?
I feel it my responsibility to do the best I can to share as much of my father's legacy as I am able to, and as long as body and mind are still capable. I just think it's my responsibility, plus I enjoy doing this. There is a special feeling that comes with teaching a class. As any sensei knows, there's a special feeling you get when you share your information. And for me, it's special because of my father. I feel like he's there kind of prodding me along and saying, okay, you will do this. So I don't know if that answers the question, but to put it as succinctly as possible, I would say that it's because I enjoy doing it, and I feel partially a responsibility to continue my father's legacy. And it's a good part of it, don't you think? And if I messed up, they get on me like ugly on a stick, so I really have to be careful. So that's it. So that's why, period.
Willie Cahill and TC Media presents DanZan Jujitsu, the arts of Professor Henry S. Okazaki. Yarara, Volume 1, Hand